So July 7 has a higher intensity reading than than June 23, so it should be a significant date. I should remind you all, though, that some of these dates don't produce anything. Some of them. Usually the high intensity dates, they do produce something. But hey, like I said, it's not a deterministic model, so maybe nothing happens on July 7th. I'm leaning toward, yes, something's going to happen on that date. What I think is going to happen is a secondary bottom. Maybe positive news. So maybe July 7th is a catalyst for something positive, something that shifts the trend in this market and takes us out of this range, and the 80-day cycle proceeds higher from there. That's what should happen. If you want to know specifically what I'm talking about, I'm thinking July 7 is going to be something like, and I think I said this in the last AMA too. It's going to be something like, what I'm seeing is something like what happened here on November 4th. So November 4th of 2024 was also a high intensity reading on my forecasting models for a low. So an important or critical low was forecast by my timing model for November 4, which happened to be the US election. It wasn't, from a cycle perspective, an important low. It's just a 20-day cycle low. And if you look at this chart, there's quite a few 20-day cycle lows exactly like it. So we have this one. This one was October 24th. We got this one in October, on October 10. You could even point to this one in early October. So you got these four lows. They don't stand out from one another. However, this one, the fourth one, this one here, this was the low before the breakout. And again, and I know I said that this last time, but it bears repeating. This day here, I believe this was November 6th. So November 6th, after this low on November 4, was the breakout into a new all-time high for Bitcoin. And notice that this was a trading range that lasted 8 months. So was the low on November 4th important? Absolutely, it was critical. It was the low before the breakout. But it wasn't important from a pure cycle perspective. It's just another 20-day cycle low. And Bitcoin had been making similar 20-day cycle lows going into that specific low on November 4 prior to it. So the entire month of October, it was making similar lows. The only thing that makes this one stand out, again, is the breakout that came right after it. So I see July 7, and again, I could be wrong. Maybe the market's crash. We can get into that if you want. We can discuss different scenarios. Maybe we're about to have a major crash. If we do, I would be worried about the sustainability of this uptrend. But so far, just trying to combine the cycle picture, the fact that Bitcoin is trading at new all-time highs, the last 80-day cycle tops, this double top here was on the 106 level. Bitcoin is trading above that. So this solid line here is quite important in the sense that Bitcoin seems to be holding pretty well above the $100,000 level. This is the other level that I highlighted here, 100K. So Bitcoin is holding steady above 100K. Every time it drops to 100K, it holds, people step in to buy, and Bitcoin has traded for a significant amount of time at new all-time highs, above the last 16-month high from January of this year. So that tells me that this market is poised to break out, which is why my bias is to the upside. The pure cycle picture here looks quite bullish. And most of the time, when Bitcoin breaks the prior 320-day cycle high and the prior 80-day cycle top, it follows through to the upside, and you at least get 50% upside from that. On this cycle, we've had at least 50% upside. In prior 4-year cycles, Bitcoin used to rally 200, 300, 400, 500% after breaking the last 80-day cycle top, the last 320 or 16-month cycle high. So the picture looks bullish, which means I don't think we're going to get new lows here. If we get new lows here, notice that not only is Bitcoin doing something that it hasn't done in cycles, in prior cycles, including this one, and it's deviating from global liquidity quite significantly. Global liquidity tells us that Bitcoin should be getting ready to rally to the all-time highs. It should be getting ready to break out. So if Bitcoin falls here, this is an off-cycle breakdown. By off-cycle, I mean it's something that we have not seen in previous cycles, including in this bull market, which already has been quite lackluster. But this would be, well, the mother of all disappointments if we see Bitcoin break down here. So I'm not expecting that. It's not what we should expect. Yes, it can happen. Anything can happen in markets. but I think 100K is solid support. So the worst case scenario within the realm of what I think we should expect is that Bitcoin maybe breaks back down here to the 100K level. It by July on or around July 7, it acts as support once again, and then we break out. And yes, we should break out after this one. Otherwise, we're in a trading range, not unlike what we saw here, not unlike what we saw between March and November of 2024. If we're in a similar scenario now, you can kiss your bull market goodbye because we're running out of time. So Bitcoin needs to break out here. Otherwise, this is not even a bull market, guys. This is already over. We just haven't heard about it. We just haven't learned it yet. Anyway, so base case is none of that. Base case is we get a higher low, still significant because it is a 20-day cycle low ahead of a breakout into new all-time highs. This so far is what I'm seeing. So I don't think we're going to break out yet. I think it's going to be a few more days, but after this period of consolidation, I think we're going to actually get a breakout into new all-time highs.